Hell yeah. Yeah, the first track off the album, Ghost Town, I get your technical drumming sound just comes through. I mean, it's crazy. It's phenomenal. The technique. How do you keep writing in the same technical way? Is it just natural for you, or is it just it kind of just comes together?
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate the nice words. That's awesome. Well, that song in particular, Ghost Town, was written on drums, and then later I put the guitar riff to it. I guess it just comes from, a lot of my influence comes from even as far back as when I was in the marching band in grade school and high school. I love rudimentary drumming. Like, I practice all my rudiments. I practice out of this book called Stick Control by George L. Stone. It's a huge influence on my playing, and I love working on, like snare drum rudimentary techniques and then applying them to a full drum kit.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of my inspiration and a lot of my ideas come from. And I still play every day, and a lot of times when I'm practicing, I'll just I love writing new drum beats, similar to how I write guitar riffs. I just kind of sit down at the drums and just kind of start playing off the top of my head, and if something cool comes out, I'll record it and save it, and that's pretty similar to how I write guitar riffs. It's just some days I'm more inspired than others, and then everything that I do that I really like, I make sure I record it and save it, and I have hours and hours of drum beats that I've recorded over the years, and I just love, it's just, I guess, from a basic love of creating something new, and I always love trying to challenge myself in drumming, and I'm always trying to kind of just come up with new ways to challenge myself and new beats, and this album was definitely a challenge. It took me a couple months of rehearsing to make sure that I had everything I like it as far as the drums before I went to Audio Hammer to record, and so yeah, I really appreciate you saying that, and yeah, I'm very excited about the drums, but being pretty much the writer of these songs, my focus was on the songs themselves just as much as the drums. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overplaying the drums to where it was distracting from the song. So, I love throwing some pretty crazy stuff in there when it's appropriate, but a lot of the times I was thinking about the songs as a whole and just wanted to do what was best for the song.
Yeah, like, Rupert Owens' vocals is phenomenal. And for this album, I guess if you hear the sound, I guess I have a sense I want to hear, like, stronger vocals, like, not growling, but, like, heavier vocals. But having his vocals, I guess, to the words, you listen to the words, the melody of it is more of a story, the way he does it. It's, I guess, the music, you hear that music these days is a stronger metal voice, and you have his voice, which is kind of a wake-up call from all music, because it gives it a sense of being like a new song. There's no more growling, no more anger.
I mean, I'm so psyched to have Tim, because Tim, as a singer, he has such an amazing range. I mean, not only, the octaves that he can sing and as high as he can sing and also as low, but he just can do so many different types of voices, and I was so psyched about that, to work with Tim in the studio, because he really treats his voice like an instrument, and he's mastered it so well that he can pretty much do anything that is required in a song, and I love it. I was so psyched to, there were parts where his singing's really, really heavy and more low type, almost growling but not quite, which perfectly fits some of the riffs that are more death metal type riffs, and then there's certain parts where the music was really melodic, and I was really psyched for Tim to really let the melody come out in his voice and do some amazing harmonies, and so I was really, really psyched that that Tim wanted to be in this band, and I'm very lucky. And another thing that I love too is the lyrics to me are very important. I wrote all the lyrics to to this album, and all the lyrics are very personal to me, and I worked very hard writing these lyrics. It was not easy. Writing lyrics is really a hard thing to do, to write something that sounds cool and that also means something. And so I wrote about stuff that is very personal to me, and to be able to hear the lyrics very clearly with Tim's style of singing was very important to me. So I love that that the clarity came out in the lyrics and in Tim's vocals.
Yeah, it definitely shows through. Control Denied album. You and Chuck were working on it before he passed away. Any time you finish that album up, or that album be kind of
Absolutely. I've been really excited to let people know that it looks like this year we're finally going to be able to finish the album.
Hell yeah.
There were some legal issues with the record label that had signed for the second Control Denied album, and to my knowledge, that label is no longer around. So the legal issues have been cleared up, and I'm in touch with Chuck's family. I've stayed very close with Chuck's family in the past 13 years that I've known Chuck and his family, and we're very, very excited to finally be able to finish this album. We're talking right now with Jim Morris and the other guys in the band, and we're planning on definitely finishing that up, because I know Chuck really, really wanted the fans to hear this music, and we want to honor Chuck's wish, and I think the fans are going to be so excited when they hear this music, because it's incredible.
Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, so it's awesome work. Awesome work.
Yeah, like the drums are done and Chuck's guitars are done. We just got to go in and finish everything else. So, we'll get everybody's schedules worked out, and hopefully we'll get it out available by the end of the year.
Cool. That's great, man. That's good news for me.